Indonesia is not one land. It is 17,000 islands breathing in harmony. It is a chorus of hundreds of languages spoken with reverence. It is fire meeting sea and sky embracing forest. What you are about to see is not a travel guide. It's not a brochure. It is a journey through time, culture, struggle, and triumph. These aren't tales for tourists. These are the truths of an ancient archipelago, still whispering to the world. Indonesia sits atop the Ring of Fire, a necklace of volcanoes that both threaten and bless. Here, destruction and fertility are two sides of the same coin. For centuries, farmers have sowed rice on volcanic ash while hearing the growl of mountains above them. They do not fear, they respect. Because in Indonesia, nature is not conquered, it is revered. Every eruption tells a story of loss, of rebirth, of resilience. These volcanoes are not just geology, they are ancestors, gods, and guardians. Long before the world knew of Indonesia, mighty kingdoms ruled these lands. Sailors from Srivijaya commanded the seas. Warriors from Majapahit built an empire of knowledge and faith. Stone was not just carved for beauty, it was etched with laws, myths, and chronicles of kings. In every relief, you'll find echoes of gods and mortals intertwined. These weren't isolated tribes. These were civilizations, astronomers, philosophers, architects, flourishing in equatorial splendor. To walk here is to walk among ghosts that still speak. This archipelago holds more life per square mile than almost anywhere on Earth. It's a living, breathing arc of evolution. In the deep jungles of Sumatra, tigers pad through ancient paths. In Kalimantan, orangutans build homes above our heads. The Komodo dragon, unchanged for millennia, still roams as a relic of time. Each island is its own world, a separate experiment of nature. And while much has been lost, much still thrives, protected not just by law, but by belief. Indonesia's heart does not beat on land alone. Beneath its waters lies a second nation, one of color, movement, and sound. Coral reefs brighter than any painting, creatures that glow and dance. For centuries, the sea has fed its people and shaped their myths. Fishermen sing to the waves, honoring spirits that guard the deep. Boats are carved not just with hands, but with stories passed from father to son. The ocean is not a boundary here. It is a bridge between islands, between generations, between what was and what will be. In the dance, time moves differently. A hand gesture tells of war. A footstep tells of harvest. In Indonesia, dance is not performance. It is remembrance. A retelling of battles, romances, and rituals older than memory. Every island has its rhythm. Java sways in shadows. Bali sings with the fire. Sumatra pulses with the strength of 10. Here, movement is language. And every performance is a history book written in muscle and grace. Indonesia does not separate spirit from soil. Faith is not confined to walls. It spills into streets, fields, forests. The archipelago is home to every major religion, and dozens more born here. And yet they coexist, dance side by side, borrowing incense and melody. A Hindu offering may rest beside a mosque. A Christian hymn may echo over gamelan bells. Here, belief is not division. It is celebration. Each ritual a reminder that the divine walks with us. In fire, in shadow, in every breath of the archipelago. You do not know Indonesia until you've tasted its story. Every spice, a page. Every recipe, a legend. The heat of sambal tells of fiery resilience. The depth of rendang whispers of patience. Street stalls serve more than meals. They serve memory. From Padang to Papua, taste maps identity. Recipes passed down, not in cookbooks, but in hands and hearts. This isn't fusion cuisine. It's ancestral fire still simmering. A plate here does not just feed, it connects. Modern cities may shine, but it is the village that pulses at the heart of Indonesia. In these pockets of tradition, time slows. Life follows the sun and the season. Here, the elders are libraries. The youth, apprentices of wisdom. The land is not owned, it is honored. And every meal is shared, every task communal. In the village, you learn the greatest lesson of all, that life, when lived in rhythm with the land, does not need excess to be extraordinary. If you listen closely, you'll hear the soul of Indonesia not just in words, but in notes, in bamboo, bronze, and string, in rhythms that rise with rice harvests and fall with evening prayers. Every island has a song, and every song has a purpose. To call the rain, to heal the sick, to celebrate union. Music here is not entertainment, it is inheritance. Passed not through pages, but through breath. And every instrument is tuned, not just in pitch, but in spirit. In Indonesia, art is not reserved for galleries. It lives in daily life. A sarong, a roof, a spoon, all crafted with care that spans generations. Look closely at a batik, and you'll see stories of gods, floods, and seasons woven into dye. Watch a carver in Bali, and you'll see 1,000 years in each stroke. These hands do not just make, they remember. In every thread, in every chisel, culture is preserved, not as relic, but as ritual. Indonesia lives between two worlds, ancient and modern, sacred and digital. In the same breath, a child may recite prayers passed from ancestors and code apps for tomorrow. Skyscrapers rise beside temples. Wi-Fi streams through forests. And yet, the balance is delicate. For every step forward, there's a glance back, to remember who we are, even as we become something new. Indonesia's journey is not from past to future. It is a dance between both. Beneath paradise lie veins of treasure, tin, gold, coal, and the sweat of millions. Indonesia's riches are not just in beauty, but in labor, in the clang of hammers, the grit of soil, the ache of shoulders. These are the silent engines of a nation, building cities, powering homes, fueling dreams. But in each transaction, a question lingers. Can growth honor both people and planet? This is not just a story of wealth. It's a story of choices. There are those who do not just live in the forest, they live for it. Guardians who walk barefoot where machines dare not tread, who speak to trees and listen when the earth speaks back. Indigenous knowledge, often dismissed, holds answers we are only now beginning to seek again. For them, the jungle is not wilderness, it is family. And to defend it is to defend life itself. Their fight is quiet, but sacred. And it may be our last hope. This is not the end of the story. It is only the turning of a page. Indonesia is too vast to be captured in one breath, one frame, one lifetime. But if you listen closely, in the rustle of trees, in the hum of markets, in the silence before a prayer, you'll hear its diary continuing, not written in ink, but in life. Subscribe to join the journey. Each story, each island, each voice, written together in Indonesia's diary. A stories whispered by Archipelago.